You feel sleepy and relaxed. So relaxed. You trust me and what I say. The government love you. The government cares for you. Watch the television. This is the truth. Criminals and terrorists want to kill you. The government will save you. The police will save you. We need to go to war to protect you. We are here to look after you. Conspiracy theorists are insane and dangerous. Be fearful. You are small and weak. The government is strong. We will look after you. Obey. You must obey. Do not challenge authority. You are bad. Humans are bad. You must work hard. To survive, you must have more money. You must be better than him and her. You are separate and alone. Other people want to hurt you and take what is yours. You must always respect authority. This is the truth. The truth. The truth. You are fearful. Fearful. You do not like music. You do not like people who smoke. You do not like people who try to tell you things that are bad about your government. These people are dangerous. They are not to be trusted. Take your vaccine, or swine flu will kill you. We care. You must buy our products, pay your taxes, and watch the television. Do not question authority. Keep fighting each other. Do not question. Violence in films is sexy and exciting. Sex with strangers behind your partner's back is exciting. Your partner is boring. Your partner is cheating on you. Does not love you. You are worthless and not worthy of being loved at all.
So, now we have HAARP, of course, in Alaska, which might have picked up the load. Is that possible?
Well, HAARP, is a different kind of project, and there is a sister project to HAARP in northern Norway. And I recently met a man who was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam and then was transferred to the Alaska area, and he told me that there's at least 12 facilities that are related to HAARP globally. And he personally saw this in northern Alaska.
I wonder if that's a reason why our weather is so screwed up, Stewart.
I absolutely agree. What HAARP is doing is creating a shield in the ionosphere over the Earth and trying to create weather manipulation so that we think there's such things as global warming when in fact it's just a manipulation of our weather and geological events as well.
Let me ask you about the success of Montauk. Do you know if they accomplished anything that was just truly extraordinary?
Well, I think that they did accomplish their goal, and right now, 100% of the Earth is affected by mind control or scalar waves that are transmitted now from satellites in space that completely ring the Earth and are enhanced by ground antenna that we see as cell tower microwave transmissions, so that at any moment they can transmit a mind control wave to specific areas of the Earth, to specific people. And a lot of what's happening now with the chemtrails is also creating a web or a network around the Earth, like a shield or radio wiring, so that it's like a grid that covers the Earth, and they can pinpoint very specific locations now and transmit whatever they wish to create.
Yeah. We've just got to not let fear get to us, because that's the control system's most potent weapon. Well, I think that, the spraying from the air, I've been to 50 countries over the last 20 years, and even when I visit my friend Credo Mutwa, the Zulu shaman in South Africa near the Kalahari Desert, you look up in the sky and the bloody chemtrails are there. They're everywhere. And there's obviously a reason for that. And one of the things I've learned over this 20 years of research is that there's never one reason for anything. Mm-hmm. There are multiple reasons. Part of it is destabilizing the human immune system. Part of it is creating a sub-reality around the planet to manipulate the energetic field that we're living in every day. And I'm absolutely convinced that the chemtrails and the manipulation of the lower levels of the energetic field, Earth's energetic field, which we live in and experience all the time, is connected in part to the HARP transmissions, which, of course, HARP has many multiple levels of technology and applications, and one of them is literally creating mass fields of thought, which we decode as our own. I had a friend in America who told me a few weeks ago that she, her husband, her son, and her son's partner had exactly the same dream about Barack Obama in the same night, which was a dream saying that he was a good guy and a wonderful guy and all the rest of it, which a day's research will show you is a nonsense. But and she said immediately that she felt that some kind of technology had been broadcast and people had picked it up. What they're seeking to access is the pineal gland to literally transmit thought, perceptions, dreams into your reality. We need to be aware of this, because not every dream is a premonition of all the rest of it. They can be broadcast out, and we can decode them and thinking it's a dream we're having when it's actually something we're picking up, and that's what part of the HARP system is. And I think that this chemtrail stuff and many other things that are being dropped are in part connected.
When you're bombarded with electromagnetic waves and microwaves and basically traumatized and tortured, very few can survive that kind of life. And in fact, a lot of the subjects were children, and so they just didn't make it.
Children of maybe some of the people who work there?
No, these initially they used orphans. They would use the children who were in foster care, people who they considered to be expendable and would not be missed. Then later on, as the program progressed, then they would start taking children from conventional families. People, there are so many kidnappings in this country, especially you notice it spiked in the 1970s and 80s, and these children were basically used for the mind control experiments. They knew, especially people with genetics of blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, green eyes, such people have an enzyme in their genetics that allow for mind control to be more acceptable to the mind and the body.
What did they do with these children afterwards?
Well, their bodies were, those who didn't make it, their bodies were disposed of. They would burn them, bury them under the ocean. They would dispose of them in whatever manner was convenient at the time.
What about those who did make it?
Well, a lot of them, unfortunately, are in such a mental state that they're not able to function very well in society. A lot of the people that we see in mental institutions, a lot of the people that we see in prisons, many of them have been subjected to these mind control experimentations. One of the people that I did meet over the years, also connected to government, told me that he knows in a very remote area outside of Reno, Nevada, the government has a facility where they actually store some of the subjects of mind control who are being used for continuous study under the guise of it being a home for the elderly or insane.
Now, this control, this mind control series of experiments, Stuart, what did they want to accomplish?
Bottom line is they wanted to create a global robotic society, very much like you'd see on Star Trek, the Borg, where everyone has a specific function, a specific designation. No one asks any questions. You just go through your life doing what you're told to do in a specific function, and you never deviate from that. And in that way, it ensures a society that does not change, and the control system stays intact.
My gosh.
And you know what? They're pretty much there. When I look out there in the public and I hear how people react to things, they just believe whatever they're told. No one questions anything. Yes, there's a few people who like myself, who make a lot of noise, but for the most part, people just follow along and don't question anything.
It's like the Pied Piper of Hamlet.
Yeah, they're afraid. They're afraid because what will the government say? What will they do to me? So they just go along with everything. You see this in the airports. You see this in office buildings. Everyone is terrified of going outside the box.
David, I have to ask you this question, too, because somebody knew I was going to be doing this show with you, and they wanted me to ask you this question, and I'm curious what your answer is. Now, there's some proof out there that there are electromagnetic weaponry, things that can interfere with people's consciousness. There are electromagnetic fields as a form of stopping people, making them sick, giving them cancer, those kinds of things. What's your take on that whole topic? What do you feel is truthful about that?
I think there's no question that's true. Yes, I mean I've gone through some amazing, funnily enough, electromagnetic attacks myself. They've actually pretty much stopped now, funnily enough. But around the end of 2009, right across January and February, every night, virtually every night, I would wake up and there would be these tremendous electromagnetic fields in the bedroom. And they sometimes look like metallic like spider things and all the rest of it. But then there was it wasn't that, you could just see them. You could feel them very powerfully too. I remember one night they were disrupting my sleep so much that I got up out of the bedroom and I walked into my lounge and I lay on the sofa and I fell asleep there and I woke up again and I looked across and next to the television set was this, Catherine wheels, these fireworks Catherine wheels. Mm-hmm. There was a spinning kind of Catherine wheel of it wasn't colored, energy, and it was spinning with extraordinary speed. And in the middle was, again, a metallic spider-like thing going out, like the core of it. And I watched it. It wasn't that it was just there for a few seconds and then went. I watched it for about a minute and a half, and I got up, and I thought, I'm going to see what this is doing. I walked towards it, and as I walked very close towards it, it had gone. And this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then just suddenly stopped. I have it, kind of maybe 2 or 3 times a month now, but nothing like as intense as I did then. What that was all about, I have no idea. But that was, and that at the time when I was going through that experience, it was disrupting my health. My rheumatoid arthritis, which is not good at the best of times, was very, very bad then, and I had 1 or 2 other health situations. But again, I'll be honest. What I used to do, I used to wake up, turn over, see all this metallic, electromagnetic stuff around me, and I would, shall I say, give it the finger, and then then I would turn over and go back to sleep. It was quite funny because instead of they're out to get me or whatever, it's like, okay, whatever, throw anything at me. I'm not bothered.
This fascinates me. So tell me how it could occur and what the motive is behind it.
For the last century, in order to create control over people, the best way is to instill fear. And so we've seen this with World War II, the fear of the Nazis, then the Cold War, and now we have the terrorist fear. Everyone's afraid and trying to unite against that.
Some of the fear could be real, but maybe magnified.
Yes, but of course the terrorists are a creation of the New World Order and would not exist on their own.
Very possible.
Yeah. There's no way that they could have possible, it's a long story, but so the next thing is to create a fear beyond this planet that would force the planet to unite under one world government. In other words, create the situation.
Free our minds from the programming that turns infinite consciousness, having an experience, into a 4-legged animal from which we get wool, that have lost the ability to decide perception and reality for themselves and have to have it decided for them.